To many people, a wedding is not complete without the traditional wedding dress, a bridal march, and the officiating clergy. From the festive wine affair in the Cana of Galilee to Queen Victoria's game-changer white dress, the historic Princess Diana 25-foot train, to the currently thriving wedding industry, it's no doubt weddings have been glorified throughout age. But today, a good fraction of courting couples are opting to forego the pomp and religious elements associated with a white wedding, favoring instead a no-fuss, no-mass exchange of vows at the Attorney General's marriage chambers. In this episode are two couples saying "I do" at the AGs, and we set to find out any contributing factors to this shift, as in the case of civil weddings versus the allure of the white wedding. First impressions can last a lifetime. When Belta, a beautician, met Gary, an engineer, in a shopping mall, she thought him gentle and caring.
When I passed through the door, he excused me to pass because it was a bit small. Then when I went in, I was just looking at her dress, and he came towards me and said, "That looked lovely." I'm like, "You sure?" I said, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, thank you." I took that dress because he recommended on that. So when I went to pay on the counter, I paid the dress. Then after that, he started chatting because he was just behind me.
The two exchanged contacts and went on to date, and a year later, and with a child, Gary flew her to his parents in Scotland and proposed.
We called for like a dinner for everyone in the family. Then he engaged me. I was like, oh my God, it's real now. I've been thinking, I've been dreaming, but now it's a real thing.
The wedding bells are ringing, and the two are opting for a marriage registrar to officiate their marriage.
Church wedding is a bit hectic. It needs a couple of people involved. And we decided to do a civil wedding because it's much easier and it's not a lot of work to go through it.
All they need to do is submit a complete notice of intention to marry, together with their identification documents, and pay 200 shillings 21 days ahead of the preferred wedding date. After 21 days, they will complete the affidavit under Section 2 of the Marriage Act and complete a marriage certificate form and pay in 1,500 Kenya shillings for the booking of the marriage date. To have the marriage registrar officiate a wedding outside the marriage chambers, an additional fee of 10,250 shillings will be required, and with this, the two can rest assured of being joined as husband and wife.
Excited to see me and my husband to be exchanging the vows, make it official, and for my parents being there watching that, knowing that I'm married. I'm officially married. I'm a wife.
For Belta, the wedding is just a beginning point for the union that lays ahead and must be approached with caution.
Marriage is not about the wedding. Marriage is the life now after the wedding. That's what we call marriage. We had a very big wedding. They spent billions of money. You don't want to spend billions of money. You need school fees next month. You need to pay rent. You need to do this. So you sit down as a woman. Because if you have reached that stage of being a woman, a wife, you should be, a woman of a decision. You can make a decision.
It will be a small, intimate garden ceremony with less than 100 invites.
We are expecting at least 100 guests for the wedding. And we have done a lot of preparation. And we hope everything gonna be okay. We just want something small, something unique, for us and our family to enjoy. It's a big day. And our friends.
Despite her favoring the marriage chambers against the church, the bride-to-be recognizes well her Kamba tradition and her parents' pride in it.
We wanted a little bit our tradition.
And so, she will let her clan perform the ritual and honor her late father's wishes.
Give your parents happy, to make them happy. Because even if you do it without that, they will be like, something still did happen on that wedding, something still did happen. So just do it to make them happy.
It's the morning of Gary and Belta's wedding. She will be matching the layered bustier dress with this blinged up wedge.
I'm having some butterflies in my stomach. I'm just nervous, like everything gonna be okay, with my entertainment department, and my decoration,
Then, the bride emphasizes on civil weddings as a tried and tested, cost-saving alternative to a church wedding.
We didn't want to spend much because, there's life after marriage.
Her parents and part of the family from Mukambani have been staying in a hotel, arriving just in time to escort her out of her godmother's house. Meanwhile, the groom is just arriving at the venue together with their son, his parents, and a couple of friends. The short civil ceremony is happening on the same setting as the reception. Thus, the tables are already set for the reception. Holding a marriage in a venue other than the marriage chambers also requires a special license at 10,250 shillings. In spite of this being a civil wedding, the couple is having all that entails a white wedding, from the aisle, the veil, to the parents' handover.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, we are really privileged this time to be here to celebrate the marriage ceremony of Gary and Belta. So Gary and Belta, is it true that you're here today for the purpose of becoming husband and wife?
Yes,
That's true, yes.
It is?
Yes.
Do you understand that by the public taking of your vows to each other as husband and wife in my presence and in the presence of your witnesses, and by the signing of this marriage certificate, you become legally married to each other?
Yes, we do.
This marriage cannot be dissolved in your lifetime unless by a valid judgment of divorce. And if either of you contracts any other marriage while this remains in existence, you shall be guilty of an offense of bigamy, which is punishable by law. Is that clear?
That's good.
And with that, the two exchange a message of love before slipping on the wedding bands.
Upon
All persons here present
all persons here present
to witness that I, Gary Alexander McNeil,
to witness that I, Gary Alexander McNeil,
do take you, Belta Ngina Mutula,
do take you, Belta Ngina Mutula,
to be my lawfully wedded wife.
to be my lawfully wedded wife.
Put the ring.
I call upon
All persons here present
all persons here present
to witness that I, Belta Ngina Mutula,
to witness that I, Belta Mutula,
do take you, Gary Alexander McNeil,
do take you, Gary Alexander McNeil,
to be my lawfully wedded husband.
to be my lovely wedded husband.
Put the ring. And by the public taking of these vows and the powers given to me under Cap 150 of the laws of Kenya, I now pronounce you Gary and Belta as husband and wife. You may now kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, I now want to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Gary McNeil.
Lunch is served immediately as the guests warm up to the music. Maid then takes the stage and calls out all the bride's girlfriends to return her house spare keys now that she is married.
Anytime you go there, she'll be sleeping. Hello?
And I'll be fighting.
Yes, Mama.
Yes.
Please, guys, bring the keys, oh. Please, bring the keys, oh.
Bring the keys out. Oh.
I saw you last time I went to saw him. So please, bring the keys. Thank you so much. Yeah. Sorry, I gave his keys back yesterday.
And as the evening turns into a night, the bride switches from the all-favorite white wedding dress to the new craze, the little white dress. It's time to party.
I'm very happy. Inside my heart, it's like very happy.
I feel absolutely fantastic. It's been everything that I expected and more. I had a great day so far.